Welcome back. Another episode of Turn Up the Mic. Y'all can hear me. I can't hear you.
Three voices in that intro.
I'm Chris. We got Roy.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, man. This room is bigger than I remember.
The funny thing is, no one knows what we're talking about. It looks the same to everyone.
I don't got my headphones on. It just looks like I'm not ready to.
There's like a divider
to
down
deliver.
from us from Victor, so now we see him. It's different.
I was saying it looked like a casting couch in here, but we'll see how this episode goes. Hopefully, I can remain clothed. But yeah, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. You know, got some music, got some sports, got some entertainment, some weed laws that I wanted to question. But yeah, how's your day going, Roy?
Good. Just got off work, and so good week and ready for the weekend. Got it.
How many people did you fire today?
One.
Nice. Was that before you got off?
Yeah. How would I do it after I got off?
Like when you get. Oh yeah, was that like before you got off, or like when you got into work? That's like two different shifts. Like, did you do it at the end of your shift or the start of your day, like coffee to get you going? Okay, so you ended it on a high note for you, low note for somebody in their family.
Let them work the shift. Let them get a little more money.
So you let them to believe they would work another day.
Now let them get the most money they can for the day.
Okay.
What would you prefer?
I'd rather get fired in the morning. That way, it gives me the rest of the day to think about my next
some
move.
People, they're like, I don't know where my next check is coming from, so at least I work today.
Nah, I don't want to get fired at the end of the day before I got church in the morning.
I would say at the end of the day, because at least you had that full day's work of money.
Now it's going to take me longer to find a new job. Whereas
Saturday, you're going to find one on Sunday no matter what.
Well, I could have found one later that Saturday.
Bruh, we don't need to go in person anymore. It's all Indeed now.
I don't know. But yeah, I probably like to get fired in the morning that way. Lunch tastes a little better.
Nah, you have to at least do a couple of hours. I mean, let it be. Well, we're digital, but in person, at the very minimum, I would do at least till lunch at the very minimum. Because you spent gas going to work and everything. Like, get something out of the day.
I feel like if you get fired in the morning and you come home, it's easier to explain. But if you get fired at the end of your shift and you come home, the lady feels like everything is okay. Like, how was work? Did you have a good day? Like,
no, I got fired at work today.
Funny you asked. I finished my shift and
I say afternoon. What do you think, Vic? Damn, he's not even ready. Damn, new setup, dude. You'll play solitaire, guys.
We kick the desk. I hear everything now.
New desk. It's not height regulated.
Oh my god! It's like, what the fuck? So, would you rather get fired at the beginning of your shift or at the end?
If it was up to me, I would prefer to like know before I even go in. That way I would just like know not to. I mean, because I'd be a little bit pissed about like being there and like, damn, like I gotta be here pretending that I'm all good.
Yeah, y'all really made me greet these people.
But I definitely do see like the value in like, all right, at least I got a little bit more hours.
We can do everywhere I've worked that had to fire people. We can never do it off the clock, so we couldn't be able to do it like, hey, don't come in today. We can never do that. It had to been on the clock.
Can you give somebody like the day off indefinitely and then they figure it out?
That's what we prefer because that means they quit. It's easier on a company if they quit because we don't have to do what's that called? Workers' comp. If someone quits, we don't got to pay it out.
You super industry. That's crazy.
So you got to know the ins and out, bro.
I guess. But yeah, so we had some new music drop, and then along the way, I saw that Royce 5'9", he was saying that West Coast has the best albums. What do you think about that?
I think it's a really good argument, and I was like looking at albums. I'm like, I agree. I think because there's been more artists out of West Coast. So because when you think West Coast, it's versus East Coast, is New York, right?
Nah, not for me. Like, I think it's like, with the exception of Canada now, I feel like there's always been like 4 different areas. There's East, West, Midwest, and then South. Yeah. So I think it's always been for me broken up. I'm
talking about like if you talk like East Coast, West Coast is New York, right?
Yeah.
The Maryland area, New York, and so not like Wale Health, but it's in there. Because I think history-wise, East and West has the most.
Nah, New York hasn't been hot in like decades.
We'll talk about history. Like they go back too.
That
like,
was
they,
until like 50 Cent. Like nobody's been
90s. They did a lot.
that 50 Cent came out after them though.
Yeah.
Ever since 50 Cent, I don't think there's been any like strong
I'm talking about when you compared
run.
like regions.
In the 90s, yeah, that was like
Yeah.
the big thing, but
The two regions you always thought about was like,
yeah,
East and
but
West.
not anymore.
No.
East hasn't been popping for a while.
So it has to be West Coast or Midwest for me. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say the reason why I went with the West Coast because I feel they've been doing it longer than the Midwest.
I wouldn't go off of like longevity. I would just go off of the quality of music that they've been putting out. Like hands down, you have so many people that have come out from the West Coast that have put out like borderline classic or classic albums, you know? The Game, YG, Nipsey Hussle, Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch, I didn't think he was from the West Coast.
No.
I thought he was more Midwest. Snoop Dogg, Anderson .Paak, who I just now started liking. There's a lot of like
It's
quality
crazy how
acts.
I've never really heard you compliment him, but you're using him for like your argument for West Coast.
Anderson .Paak?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. I just now started liking him.
Just when you started saying West Coast was better.
No, I've been saying like I like singing Anderson .Paak. And he just, in my opinion, started singing.
You always say that, and every time a track comes out, you're like, "This isn't it."
Nah, I've been saying that his recent album or songs that he's been putting out, he's been singing. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, but yeah, I definitely see that as being like a strong case. If you had to do like a Mount Rushmore, what would your be for like sides of
For West
coast?
Coast,
No,
oh,
like
in order,
who has the best sound
it's
and
gonna
music?
be West Coast, and then Midwest for me. Like put them in order, then the four regions.
Your
West
top four.
Coast, Midwest. Then I'm gonna go with East Coast and South.
Mine's would be the same, but I would just swap out East Coast and South.
East Coast, yeah.
I think the South is definitely influenced a lot more East Coast rappers than vice versa. With the start of like ASAP Rocky and then forward, I think that's really impacted a lot of East
I think
Coast
it's cool we
sounds.
both have Midwest on there because I think a lot of people would throw like East or South second. But I think Midwest deserves it. It's just Midwest wasn't doing it in the 90s. That's why they're not above the West Coast for me.
I just don't think they had as many, the quantity of artists. Because you had Common, Mos Def, and that was pretty much it. Now you got Lupe,
that was mid 2000s. Lupe.
you got Kanye, you got...
You have to throw Eminem in there.
Yeah, you got Eminem, Big Sean. You got a lot more artists that are putting out good
Royce
work.
the 5'9", the one talking about it.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I would go
agree.
there. And I would go like for me when it comes to like music, I go off of the bars
Yeah,
more so the music and the delivery, and I think the West Coast does that better than most.
what would be interesting though, because the West Coast has like they have more records, right? More quality records. But if you do like it would be completely hard, but a Mount Rushmore of just 4 records per region, I think Midwest might win.
I don't see it.
Just you're just thinking about 4 records.
That's
But it would be hard because there's a
Yeah.
lot. But if you're talking about just overall like quantity, then like West Coast wins.
Yeah.
I was looking at like the art. I'm surprised. Like one of my favorite West Coast is he didn't mention Warren G, man. Like that G Funk. Like
yeah, that's
Regulators.
with Snoop Dogg and them. I didn't really listen to them. I don't think I've ever listened to like a full album from Warren G and them.
Warren G definitely he got like he got a lot of play with me. Like everyone like through the hype, you know, I got introduced to him through the song Regulators, but
Yeah.
his sound is so funky bass. It's
Yeah.
just, I like it. Ice Cube to me, Ice Cube was a big person on the West Coast. I like.
Yeah, I never got into that version of West Coast. I was more like a little after them, like Snoop Dogg and after. So
It's funny because I never really got into Snoop Dogg.
yeah, I didn't realize how much Snoop Dogg I've listened to. Like I've listened to majority of his albums.
Yeah.
It's wild. Since that Beautiful record came out,
Mhm.
I've been listening to his music, and I don't know. I didn't realize it. It's crazy. He has a good catalog though.
He has a big catalog, doesn't he?
Definitely has a big catalog.
And his catalog is like in 10 genres.
Yeah. And then you got the versus battle coming up.
Yeah.
Dipset versus the Locks. Who do you have winning this?
The Locks.
Okay, cool.
The only person on Dipset I follow is Joe Santana. Well, not follow. That was my favorite one.
So I was gonna go Dipset.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if Jewels shows up with his teeth, and if he shows up, sober,
Yeah.
they're gonna give him a run. Because I think lyrically and versatility wise,
Mm-hmm.
I would go with Dipset over the Locks. Because I know Jada
Yeah.
and I know Styles P, but I don't know the third guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I just never got into Dipset, really. The only one I got into was Joe Santana, his little like personal music, his solo music that he had,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much it. Like I wasn't big on Cameron.
Yeah, so I listened to Jewels first when he came out with Lil Wayne, the
Yeah.
I Can't Feel My Face mixtapes. And then later I started listening to Cameron, and I didn't realize how lyrical he was. He was like fabulous nice,
I think you mentioned that like a year ago or something. Cause
Yeah.
he dropped something or something came up. We were talking about it.
Yeah, he's very lyrical. I would probably say he's the most lyrical one out of all three of them. And then I started listening to Jim Jones. He's okay. I think he's the weak link because he doesn't have the consistency or the best like quality of music, but he seems to have. He's been putting out the most music
Does he have
recently.
I was gonna say he probably has he's a weak link, but he has not the biggest name, but one of the most known
No.
names.
No,
Well, because
No.
I think people recognize Jim Jones before like Joe Santana now because he has more music.
no.
Jim Jones does have more music.
Like if you know who Dipset is, then I think you're gonna know Cameron, Jewels, and then
just Pink.
Jim Jones third.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think it's gonna be entertaining. I don't plan to watch it because they don't really have music that I'm interested in, but I would definitely take Dipset.
Previous versus battle, maybe I didn't wait till like the end of it.
Yeah.
But they said in this one a trophy's gonna be given out.
They're really trying to hype this.
So I don't. Maybe I don't. You know how sometimes you have to wait till after the credits for a scene.
No,
Maybe I didn't do that before on the other verses, but I've
Yeah.
never seen a trophy being given out.
Man, I hope because I've seen the last verses where they do it on a stage now with audience.
Yeah.
I hope they continue to do it in like different locations that like matches the type of energy that the artists
yeah.
are gonna bring, because I don't want to see
I think-
everybody in the
I
same
think that
place.
would be dope. Like you have something there. It's gonna be like what you call a versus tour. Like that would be nice. Like each
Nah.
versus at a different location.
But not like a tour. Like
No,
okay.
I'm saying tour, but it just means that every time there is a versus, it's at a different location.
Yeah, I would like that because it matches the energy that
Yeah.
you're gonna get.
Just believe, man, the last crowd sucked.
You know.
You know, I know you can't screen people like that, but let them show you they listen to the music somehow because
Yeah.
last time it sucked.
Yeah. And then Pop Smoke's dropped Faith.
Mm-hmm.
That's his second postmortem album.
And it feels like it's quick for two already, man.
Yeah. What'd you think about it?
I didn't really like it. I don't think it flowed very well. The second half was my favorite of it, but I really didn't feel him in the album, really. I felt like it was just not even complete songs. It's like what we have, what verses do we have, and see how we can match them.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of the 100 features.
Okay.
A couple of them were. I was very surprised. My favorite, one of my favorite features was Chris Brown.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I didn't like all the features, and it just didn't flow well for Pop Smoke, I think.
Okay. I liked it. It was a very lengthy album.
It was.
It definitely felt like you have to go out of town to hear the whole thing because
It was an hour long.
I don't think if you're going somewhere you're gonna be able to finish it unless you're like getting back in the car and getting out of the car.
Yeah.
I thought it transitioned pretty well. It starts off very street, and then the features are very like underground artists that you're not too familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was going to be the entire tone until it started like transitioning. It felt like, let's say you're from the hood, but your parents live in a nice neighborhood, and you're driving from the hood to the nice neighborhood.
Well, because it went to like Pusha T, Ross to Cudi, what's her name, Dua Lipa, whatever her name.
At the
is.
very end,
Yeah, I mean, Pharrell ain't street. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like it's just
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So
that's why I was saying the last part was my favorite.
that's what I'm saying. It felt like you're leaving the hood. You know, got the gutter songs, and the closer you get to the nice neighborhood, Dua Lipa, Pharrell. You know.
So if you live in the hood, you start it when you're leaving.
Yeah. And by the time the album finishes, you should be in Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
That's what it felt like to me. I thought the features matched pretty well. Pharrell, I even liked him rapping on there. It wasn't bad for me. Kanye, I think he stole money. That was the only bad one
I'm
for
a
me.
Kanye fan. This was a waste. I wasn't a big fan of Pusha T's first feature, the first one, because I felt like I don't feel like it was the right words. Basically, he's saying, when I drop, it'll be album of the year. But I don't think you should do that on his album, Pop Smoke's album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's confused. All he raps about is crack. So I mean, if it's not crack, it's
I
whack.
have no issue with the Tyler bar, that Tyler's album, but I would this sounded more like a quote, not a bar. You know, him talking Tyler's album of the year.
Okay.
Pop Smoke's gonna be good, but I'm gonna be album of the year.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like you should say that on his album.
Yeah. How do you feel about him saying I guess the crown doesn't go to a clown or something like that? Who do you think he was referencing?
I don't know. I heard you. I don't know what you were saying, but I heard you say Little Nas.
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
Sounds like it's a shot to Lil Nas X.
You think so?
I mean, who else has dropped? J. Cole also dropped.
J. Cole
right?
dropped, yeah. But he can't be said about
You
J.
don't
Cole.
listen to rap, I know.
So it can't be J. Cole.
Nah, so it can't be J. Cole, so it has to be Lil Nas X. I mean, Drake hasn't dropped.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
But you think he's just talking about in general?
Nah.
He's talking about Drake.
Drake hasn't dropped.
But he's not literally talking about dropping this year. He's talking about right now. Like,
He's not talking about right now.
Whenever you
what?
say... No. He's not talking about, like, dropping for, like, the album of the year right now.
But he just referenced the album of the year.
For that bar, he's just talking about who's the king of the industry, and everyone says Drake is.
So he's talking about two different timelines.
Yes.
Does that make sense to you?
Not two timelines, two different topics, the same timeline.
You
Right
just
now,
said-
if somebody asked right now
Okay.
who's the king of the industry, who would you say?
Okay. In the industry?
Yeah.
Damn,
What
like right now?
what artist is king of the industry?
Right now, I'll go Lil Nas X.
King of it, bro. Shut up. Why you lying?
What are you talking about? He's
King of the industry.
I mean, he's kissing dudes on BET. He's lap dancing on the devil. I mean, he's unstoppable.
King of the industry, Little Nas X right now.
He's unstoppable.
Bro.
Drake hasn't dropped, so I mean, I can't put Drake on there.
He's the king of it, and
Who? Lil Nas X?
No, you're saying he's the king of it, and your ass never talks about him. But you talk
Lil
about
Nas X, I always talk about him.
Not
What are you
on
talking
the
about?
show?
Well, he hasn't dropped anything. Last time he did the
So
the
okay,
thing.
no wait, hold on. He hasn't dropped anything, so you can talk about him. So why does your ass bring up Drake almost every episode?
I don't remember bringing up Drake before. I
You
asked
bring
you
up
who
Drake a
do you
lot.
think he was talking about. You're bringing up Drake right now.
This episode I did, but you bring up Drake a lot.
Okay.
He's
Okay,
talking about
buddy.
Drake in that line.
I don't see it.
Yeah, he's talking about Drake.
Okay. Well, like he still has to like, in your words, say Drake's name to get clout. Like he's still
That's his type of bars. You act like that's
all his
odd for
bars are
him.
Drake.
No, like just
Drake bait.
No, his bars about crack, and his bars about like somebody. He goes at somebody. That's his bars.
Who else has he gone at?
Recently, Drake. It's been Drake because Drake started it.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, how long ago was it though?
Nobody knows but Pusha T. Like, yeah, nobody's checking
Yeah.
for him.
Regardless of all this, like Pusha talk, I'm a Pusha fan. I'm still gonna listen to the album as soon as it drops.
As soon as it drops,
Yeah. 11 o'clock that night.
Okay, I'll probably get to it,
Be
but
on
I'm not.
there.
I'm not gonna listen to it right away.
You gotta be smoking as you listen to him.
Why? Like crack?
Not
Because that's what he
crack.
sells.
Not crack, bro. You know.
I don't understand.
You know.
I don't know. Okay, you a fan. Spell it FEIN.
He's motivational like Big Sean.
Definitely not, but okay. So what'd you give this album?
I give it a 6.
Damn, I gave it a 6 too. It's so long.
You hyped
Pause.
it up a little more than a 6.
Nah, I don't think so. I was
don't
pretty
know.
liberal with it.
You said you liked it. I don't know. Okay.
Well, are you talking about in the chat?
no,
'cause I
right
was-
now you just said you liked it.
Yeah, it was a 6.
Okay.
I mean, it's very lengthy. I'll probably listen to a few of the songs again. It meets the criteria for a 6. So I'd bump it again.
What I was looking at, what kind of relates to albums we listen to. like a year and a half or 2 years ago, like 30-minute albums were the thing, and now we're really going back to like 45-minute hour albums. Like, are you a fan of those hour albums now? I'm not.
I noticed myself checking the length before I listened to it.
Because we always talked about it's a sample. Now we're not even getting samplets anymore.
Yeah.
So, like,
I don't mind them. If it's, it depends on the artist.
It's harder to make a full-length album. To me, it's like that 40. It should be like that 45 minute. When you hit that hour, it's just like, bro, like you got to get me like entertained for the hour. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I like our albums. It gives me more time with the album, and I don't have to wait for a new one as much. You know, because I feel like with shorter albums, you're like, damn, where's the next one?
I think it's easier to mess up an hour album than it is a 30-minute album, though.
It shows your talent, then.
Yeah, it does. If you can do a solid hour album, then yeah, this will show your talents.
And then before we move on to the next one, since we've had enough time with the album, do you think we can agree that J. Cole's album was mid, was subpar, was not the best album he's put out?
No one said it was the best he put out.
So do you agree with everything I said then?
It's not mid.
So do you still think it's a great project?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. I'll ask you in 3 more weeks then. Have you listened to it since we last talked about it?
Yes.
Okay. I know what that means. And then
I did.
No. And then Willow dropped Lately I Feel Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this album was not for me.
I liked it. I liked it. And I was asking you questions about it because you've listened to Willow way more than me, so I didn't really know her past sounds.
Mm-hmm.
The only song I couldn't name of her was Whip My Hair. Yeah. That's the only one I could name of her.
You're a plant.
She never like.
You're a plant.
She never like. Oh, listen to Willow. Nah. Again, no Jaden feature, but it sounded like those albums where it's a band that's just starting up, like they're finding their sound.
Yeah.
My issue is that when she put it together, whoever produced it or whatever, it sounded all the songs that were under 2 minutes, because there's a good amount of them under 2 minutes.
Okay.
All of them sucked. So I feel like those.
All the songs sucked?
No, all the songs that were under 2 minutes sucked.
Okay.
So I feel like those were just in the studio to put time in, like not time in, to add time to the project, because it was still under 30 minutes.
Okay.
So all the songs that were like above 2 minutes, like Naive and all them, like they were really good, but I feel like she put more thought into it.
Okay.
The last song was the worst song. She could not. That screaming they try to do, it wasn't for me. Like the way they try to get the screaming down.
Yeah.
But it was not for me.
I didn't like it. It felt like it was like she's getting some stuff off her chest, like she was going through a breakup. Because right away she starts using explicitives that I'm not familiar with hearing from her.
You mean like the second one is just "fuck you"? That's the name of
the
it.
F word.
She yelled it for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, so
bro.
She's definitely going through a breakup, and I'm just not here for that. You know, I like the "Wait a Minute" song from her. I like the alternative version of Willow. This was more pop rock. It was like a radio album to me.
Yeah.
Something you hear on like Jack SF or whatever the popular radio stations are. So it just wasn't for me.
The Forever and the Grow were my favorite on it. But those are like the longer albums with everything.
Yeah.
The longer songs, I mean. But it definitely felt like, I mentioned, like moments in here where she was just filling up space and they didn't put time in it. It was like watching a live set.
Yeah.
And they just threw shit together to meet the time limit.
Yeah.
So I feel like she has a good foundation to go with this type of music.
Yeah. This is her sound. I liked her voice on here. I gave her voice, because of her voice and everything, I gave it a 10, but then I have to subtract 5 because of the whole project as a whole, the whole sonically sounding that it came out.
So a 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 5.
She got a 7 from me.
I gave it a 5. I probably won't listen to a lot of the songs again, but I'm probably gonna revisit the album.
I'll listen to it after I make it playlist, removing the songs I didn't like.
I see. And I was surprised she didn't have her brother on here either. I was thinking that would happen.
I said that on the last project too, that she didn't do it.
Yeah, and it's wild because I thought 50 Cent would be on Pop Smoke's album, but I was surprised that he wasn't on there either.
Yeah.
Also, do you think Pop Smoke sounds like 50 Cent?
No,
Okay. You, sir, are not familiar with 50 Cent's catalog.
not possible.
And then, how do you pronounce his album? His name? Fabo? Fabo. It was Fabo. Fabo dropped Soulquarius.
Where'd you get that one from?
Fabo?
Yeah,
Where'd I find the thing?
yeah.
Oh, I was just so what I do is on Friday I don't like look up the names.
Mm-hmm.
I go through like what's new, and the best album cover catches my eye, and then I go from there to see if
Okay.
I'm gonna listen to it or not. And this was one of the ones. I didn't like it. I
It
didn't
was
like it at
boring.
all. I thought most of the songs or the beats for the songs were bought from like a '90s beat maker. It definitely sounded like it was Usher's B-list beats. None of the songs are
The
good.
best part from the album was there was like four songs where he literally changed up the beat in the middle. Those were the best songs, but it was pretty boring.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Yeah, nothing about it stuck out. He used auto tune, and I don't think people are doing that anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think he could sing either. So it was
was alright.
it was a no for me. I would take Jaqueef's
Over him? No.
singing wise. Yeah,
Nah.
I like the underwater.
No. I haven't heard his name in a minute.
Jaqueef. I like his underwater vibrato over this guy. So yeah, no.
Nah, it was yeah. Nah, I'm agreeing with like except that part, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was boring beats besides a switch up on a couple of songs, and it's just this felt the longest. The album felt the longest.
Bet you like that.
Nah, this album was long,
Yeah,
and it was shorter than Pop Smoke, but it felt longer.
yeah. I wouldn't know.
You didn't
So
listen?
I gave this one a 3.
Yeah.
That's probably being nice.
Damn.
I don't think I'm gonna re-listen to it.
I give this one 5.
Yeah, you don't know.
There was like 3 songs in there that were good.
Nah, I don't like any of them.
None of them.
Nah.
Now that what are the 550 or 550? That was my favorite off it. That was a
Nah.
good song.
I don't even know why I'm giving it a 3. I probably would have given it a lower voice.
Just call it
rating.
Big Crit.
I try to like. It's kind of the mark.
That's kind of the mark.
It's the unspoken mark for me now. But yeah, nah, I don't suggest listening to it. And then before we get to sports, so question: got a kid coming in like a month. Would you've had kids, right?
2.
Okay, so you got 2. Might be working on some more. We don't know. So let's say your lady's getting ready to have her kid or whatever. Would you want other family members to be in the delivery room with you, or is it just you and her?
Just me and her.
Like, why is that?
I think, well, for me, it's just a personal experience for me and my wife having a kid.
Isn't it like special? It's like kind of an
Special
intimate moment. Like,
yeah, I don't. I'm glad no one asked us.
okay,
None of the in-laws did. But I think I made a comment like pretty on early, like just throwing it out there
Yeah.
early comment. But I we prefer just us.
that's weird. Do you think it's just like a guy thing? And like, did your lady want somebody in there,
No.
or y'all just agreed on it?
No, we agreed. But I think the biggest thing was that there was a lot of family members there and to the point where it was happening. Because you know how, like, for us, we went to the hospital.
Like last minute?
No, like not last minute. So we were in there like a day before the
Oh,
actual delivery.
you went early.
So,
or you one of them?
So she saw a lot of family members before.
Yeah.
That, I think, made it everything easier just to say, get out.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's a guy thing.
I think so.
And then I was watching Knocked Up. Have you seen Knocked Up?
Yes.
There's a scene about that where the lady's trying to, I think it was her sister, she was trying to get in there, and he's like, no. He with more words and explicitives. But yeah, I wonder if that's like a lady thing, or if like most guys think that, or if
So have y'all made a decision?
Yeah, it's just gonna be me and her.
Okay, good. I've never understood the movie. You'll normally white people in the movies, but the cameras, have you seen the movies? They're recording it and everything.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Like it happened in Knocked Up.
Yeah, but I didn't know people really did that. Like, why are you down there?
Well, they'll record that. I mean, they record the whole experience. Like, Who does that?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't. That's like
I understand the picture right after, but
yeah,
I don't record screaming. Like
I don't know any urban friends that do that.
Say minorities,
I don't know any
yeah.
minorities that do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it's maybe it's a tax bracket thing.
We hired them for 2 hours. So.
Yeah, like, are you getting this? Like, who does that?
No, like even if like wouldn't the doctor be accountable? Like, don't record me. I
Yeah,
didn't sign shit.
like I don't know, but I feel like there's a HIPAA violation somewhere. You're not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah. So, but I wonder how if that's why the rooms are because I don't know if you've seen like for us we did a tour before. I don't know. If you
Yeah,
went
we're
the
supposed to do
hospital.
ours. We haven't done it yet.
So like the delivery rooms are way bigger than like a regular like hospital room, or it might be the same size, but it's one bed, so it looks bigger. It's one bed in the middle. It's big compared to any hospital room I've been in.
It's probably to give everybody room to work. I don't think it's more for like the
But
professionals.
that's why like it fits 10 people, so it's like,
Yeah, I don't know.
'cause
That's
they're
uncomfortable.
big. Oh yeah.
Yeah, nah, I don't think so. But yeah, just thought I'd bring that up in the middle.
In the middle.
And then speaking of sports, apparently there's rumblings that the Lakers are interested in reacquiring Lonzo Ball. What do you think about that? Do you think that's a good move?
No, I don't think so. He's already been there, done that. Like, I think he got better,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's gonna grow much more in LA.
I think it'll be a good move because
But you think everyone's a good move on the Lakers?
No, I
man? They're
don't.
like Donovan with the Spurs.
no, I don't. I think it'll be a good move because they're gonna need help as for the point guard position to like help out LeBron when he's not playing. He can't play 80 minutes at 47 years old. You know.
Is he the person to help out though? Is he?
I think so.
Is he gonna be that person when LeBron's not there to run point?
Yeah, and then when he was on the team, LeBron only had great things to say, and that was when Lonzo wasn't the best
When
like
does
shooting.
LeBron say bad things about teammates?
If he doesn't say anything good about you, I think you know
But when is
you're not
but if
going
the
to be
media
here.
ask him about a teammate, he's gonna say something good.
But you know when it's like legit.
When he doesn't mention they're playing, he's
Yeah.
a good guy. He's a
Yeah,
good
when
locker
it's
room
all
guy.
intangibles. Like,
He's a good locker room guy.
but I
He
think
paid for dinner once.
yeah, I think that would be a good move because Dennis Schroeder apparently, I think re-signing him is a bad move. Speaking of people that
Did they?
no,
Oh,
he wants to be re-signed, but he wants like $100 million. Like, bruh, you're backup. Like, act like it. You know, I don't see that happening. So you're gonna have to have a backup plan for that position.
Yeah.
I think Lonzo.
I think he went there for a ring, knowing after that year he wants a big contract.
Yeah, he's probably going there with other intentions, and yeah, I agree. But I think Lonzo will be a good pickup because who else is out there like point guard wise that you would have on the Lakers?
So is he a free agent then, Lonzo?
I don't know, but you
'Cause
can always
because
trade
if
him.
you're just talking about any point guard, you're talking about available point guards.
I mean, you can always trade for somebody.
Who are you gonna give him? Who are you gonna give up?
I'm not giving up Kuzma for Lonzo. that's for big game hunting. I'm
He's
going.
gonna be in the package for Lillard.
Yeah, Kuzma's going for Dame. I mean,
Yeah.
what? We're saving that. I don't know. I think his contract's coming up like either this year, 2022. Next season, I think is his last year. So
Okay.
he got some time. So you don't think it's a good move,
No.
even though they hypothetically won't have a solid point guard.
Yeah.
So you'd rather have no options than Lonzo.
But I think they should re-sign.
Don't say that.
Yeah. What's his name?
Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
For $100 million. Why?
Give him the million. Give him the $100 million.
Why?
Because they're the Lakers. Let them do it.
I see what you're doing. Okay,
Let them get their cap space up.
I see. I
You
see where
see?
this is going.
See?
But yeah,
You know what I'm doing?
yeah. I think Lonzo will be a better move, and then they would still. If they pick him up next year, then he'd be on the last year of his deal. And Lakers have a lot of players on the last year of their deal, so that'll be good. But we'll see. And then what else happened with the Lakers?
Bro, it's always Lakers talk, bro.
I was seeing if I had anything else. Nope, I don't have any other Lakers news. So Damian Lillard, a member of the Portland Trailblazers, there's rumors.
And current teammate of KD.
Yeah, there's rumors that he plans to request a trade in the next coming days. This is fresh off of him arriving with Team USA and playing with Kevin Durant, a former player who loves to demand ways out. But
He's only demanded a way out once.
who?
KD.
We're talking about Dame right now,
Oh,
though.
okay.
But how do you feel about this? Do you think it's time? Is Dame time to go?
Yeah,
Where do you see him going? Don't try to steal my options.
bruh. Everyone's saying New York, but
Let me see what I have here. So he apparently there's a list. There's New York. There's
always a list.
There's New York. There's Lakers. And I forgot the other two teams, but the Mavs were not on there.
Yeah,
There's a group that's upset about that, I guess.
I'm not. From the beginning I said it wasn't good fit. He plays the same as Luka. Somebody said they were a perfect fit, which I don't see. Who's gonna hold the ball? Like who's gonna take? Like I don't see that. But I don't know. I think he'll be nice in like Miami.
Let me see. So he had 5 trade destinations. So if I'm Damian Lillard, I'm trying to go to a place that is not the same place that I'm in right now.
Yeah.
I don't think Miami's it because they would have to trade for him. And what big players do they have that they can trade without like giving up the ability to still compete?
As long as they keep Jimmy Butler.
No.
Yeah.
So
Him and Jimmy Butler make a nice pair.
they're not going to win. So I think the only trade that would make sense is the 76ers. Unless they want to take Kyle Kuzma and a couple of picks and some solid role players.
And some Space Jam tickets.
Yeah, if they don't want that, then I think the logical pick will
The
be
New York.
76ers.
As much as I don't want to go with the media on it, but New York's not a bad spot for him. They had a decent team last year.
If he goes to New York, they have to give up their young talent and then the Toby guy. So if he goes
But
there,
they're not. If they don't give
Oh
up
my God.
Randall, I think they'll be fine.
so 2 players. So
You
2
build
players,
around them.
no depth. Then he's gonna be back in Portland
What
in the
happened with
East.
the Lakers? They built around AD and LeBron. Like
That was year one.
That's what teams do. They build around 2-3 people.
Okay, so that brings me back. Okay, so can I give you Kyle Kuzma for Damian Lillard? Because we gave you Lonzo for AD.
You didn't give Portland that. You're talking about Portland.
I know. I'm saying, can I give you Kyle Kuzma for Lillard?
Portland wouldn't do that without more picks.
All right, so no deal.
No deal.
So I think the only logical option would be the 76ers because in my trade machine.
So who are they giving up?
All right, so you can give up Ben Simmons. There was a point where we talked about this, and I was on the thing where I'd give up Embiid over Simmons because I
Yeah.
thought Embiid was too injury prone.
Yeah.
I guess I'm wrong with that. So you can give up Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey, George Hill, and 2 future first rounders, and you still got a competitive team.
Who's that?
So I think that would be the best trade scenario.
George Hill's still gonna be under contract next year.
He was the Spurs at one point. He was at the Spurs at
No,
one
I'm saying
point.
he's still gonna be under contract next year.
I think they traded him for Kawhi.
Mm.
But I mean, I think that's the best trade scenario if we're logically speaking here. If they don't want
Yeah.
to trade Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah. And for us to be honest, he's a type of player that's gonna make an impact anywhere he goes.
But if we're talking about winning,
Yeah.
it would be the 76ers.
I think New York too.
Who are you giving up in New York?
I gotta look at the roster.
All
but
right,
but
bro,
it's
you-
at
all
that
right,
point
bro,
it's gonna be
you
the
weren't prepared
Oklahoma
for
City
this.
way. You're gonna give up draft picks, like a lot of draft picks.
You're just gonna be Portland in the East.
Draft picks.
That's basically what you're doing. It's not a good trade. All you're gonna do is have Spike Lee cheering you on. I don't want that.
He's gonna have better endorsements up there in New York.
No, not at all. And then speaking of endorsements, the other question I was going to talk about, I beta tested this one, and apparently it's a hot topic. Do you think markets matter when you're a superstar when it comes to getting endorsements?
Superstar, like the top
Just
tier.
superstars, yeah.
No. No. Top tier superstars because they get national sponsors, but smaller markets they don't help with like the mid tier people. Like in New York,
I should have brought Jeremy on here.
like
He
in New
disagrees with me.
York, I bet you like all their mid players they sponsor local stuff in New York that's big, but it's in New York.
Yeah.
Like look in San Antonio, the Spurs, right? You have Patty Mills sponsor of HEB. He's not gonna have a national sponsorship anywhere, but he's endorsed by HEB and he's on all of them commercials.
I can't argue with that. I agree. What do you think, Victor?
I just want to argue.
Yes, I'm
Bro, like
all the people that disagree aren't here. They're running.
Victor, say no just so you argue with them.
What do you think?
Bro, you just
So for superstars, I can't hear him. If you're a superstar, do you think it matters if you're a small market when it comes to endorsements?
I don't think so, especially like now that we have social media. I feel like the market that you're in doesn't like you're not relying on that communities like reporters to report on you and put you out there. You know, like you can kind of market yourself to anybody all over. You know.
Yeah, I agree. And then like if you look at like the top endorsed players, you got Russ on there, you got Damian Lillard, Chris Paul's on there. Like he's been in OKC and he was still on the top, like top 5.
Russ
Was on there.
Bro, I
Russ is
see him
top
on
5.
Any commercials? What's he?
I don't know, but he's on there. James Harden is on there.
Do you think players should be extremely selective? Should their endorsements match like the person they are, or should it just sign a deal with the company they're okay with?
I think it should match them I think it should match who they are.
Because this was a topic a couple years ago in the NFL with like Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady.
Okay.
So Peyton Manning, he's on the pizza commercials.
Papa John's?
He's on like some jeans commercial. He was on a car commercial like a Kia or something.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. Tom Brady, you will never see. Tom Brady's endorsed by like Rolex, BMW.
Some more premium.
Yeah, so like
that makes sense.
So he has way less endorsements, but they're fucking BMW, Rolex, like they're premium. So I always thought that was weird. Like you'll see like Brett Favre, you see his fucking Wrangler commercial.
Yeah.
And then the next one, Rolex, and you see Tom Brady.
Yeah, I think it does matter like with your image. That way, it's more like relatable to your consumers.
But does it make you, if you have that persona like Tom Brady, does it make you less relatable for like us? Compared to I can that car paid in Manny, I can't have that BMW or Rolex.
I'm a realist because I think Steph Curry did I think it was Kia. Mm-hmm. He did a Kia commercial. I was like, Steph Curry don't drive no Kia.
Yeah. Shaq did one too.
Shaq probably really.
No, but Shaq did when his commercial was different. It wasn't that he loved it. It's his. I don't know if you remember. His commercial was my ass fit in the car. So he was trying to show you how big the car was.
What was interesting with Shaq, I watched a lot of interviews with him.
He was humble though.
Huh?
Shaq?
Yeah, he was talking about when it came to endorsements, it was based off of like his experience with them, like the General commercial.
Yeah,
it looks like he's just doing a lot of random stuff, but he had like a personal, relatable experience with each one of them.
Yeah,
like he was talking about the General Insurance. That was like one of the only places that could insure him. So he ended up doing business with them later in the future.
I might not know for sure, but I don't think I've seen him with any premium endorsements, premium companies.
He got Icy Hot.
That's not a premium. It's affordable everywhere.
It's like the top of their market.
It's $8. Like it's not premium.
I mean, I guess you dollar shaming. I don't got it. Okay.
What do you call it? He has that General.
He has everything.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that made me like Shaq is that he hasn't done anything to move his shoes. Like they're fucking Walmart, and he makes them and he loves it. And and I love that every time someone brings it up or tries to make fun of him, he defends the shit out of it. Yeah. He's like 300, 500 million sold, and like half the time he shows his feet, he's fucking wearing them.
Yeah,
and he's like, I love it.
Yeah. So when it comes to endorsements, I really like Shaquille O'Neal. When on that side, and looking at it, top 5, Russ is like number 4. Mm-hmm. You got LeBron, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Russell, James Harden, and then Giannis. And then down the list, you got Klay Thompson, Kyrie, Chris Paul, Damian Lillard. So Damian's like top 10.
Nice.
But what was weird for me is Klay Thompson. He hasn't played in like 2 years. Mm-hmm. He's still getting that championship money. Like them endorsements is paying off of that.
Bro, you can't end an endorsement because they're hurt. That's not in today's world.
I'm like, all right, you're not really playing.
No.
But it's weird because I never took Klay Thompson as like a superstar. even though I feel like he is, but he doesn't come off as one, you know?
Yeah, he's one of those people. He's a Pippen.
Yeah.
He was really, really shadowed by Curry.
Yeah.
Just like Pippen's really shadowed by Jordan.
Like everybody that I named, he sticks out the most. Even though CP3's on here, he sticks out the most. Kyrie as well. I think Kyrie's stealing money. But I wonder if he shows up to his endorsement commercials.
If we're talking about like the person should match all of them, the one that I hope does match them is Kyrie. He's out of all he talks, like his endorsement should match him.
He probably like sponsored by liquor stores and holy water. Like I feel like that's what Kyrie's lane is. Just all over the spectrum.
He does one commercial for both.
Yeah, he just likes everything, but he hates it all. You know, he's probably sponsored by Kanye. I don't know.
Probably.
That's probably it. And then what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that was pretty much what I was gonna say as far as that.
What was it? Something I was gonna bring up. It was in chat. It was about
Saquon Barkley.
Oh yeah, you can bring that up. I was talking about because you answered a thing about small market, or was it Johnny brought up about small market teams are built, not like traded or something?
No, he was like it's one of those things that it was one of those questions you don't really answer. You just bring up another topic. He was like, name a player that wasn't traded or wasn't drafted in
Makes
a small
no
market. Like, what is my other
way
option? I was like, so guys, the weather. Like, what are you talking about? It didn't really make sense. So I didn't really.
I wasn't there for the conversation, but I saw something that I'm like, nah, I think small market teams are more built than they are.
Yeah, I don't think he was there for that. But yeah, and then so Saquon, we say all that to say Saquon Barkley, he had an interesting quote the other day. He was like, you see the KDs, the LeBrons, and the Bradys of the world, and you want to create generational wealth, and you can't do that, especially in the sport I play and the position I play, coming off of an injury.
Exactly.
What
I agree 100%.
How did you interpret this?
He will never get a contract like them.
Like NBA players?
Or even Tom Brady.
So, like, is that like...
Because the NFL has unwritten rule about, like, pay gaps between positions. Because I don't know what's stopping them, but, like, Zeke, I don't know if it was, but when he signed his deal, it was the biggest running back deal for, like, 15, 16 mil, something like that. It was the biggest one.
Yeah.
When you have backup quarterbacks that can make 20 mil.
Okay.
So it's just there is a pay gap in positions in NFL. And that was my thing. For the NBA, it strictly goes off how good you are. The position doesn't matter. It goes off how good you are.
So do you think, like, it's fair to compare NBA to NFL?
He was just comparing athletes to himself. Like, because he threw in an NFL athlete.
He threw in, like, more than...
You can throw in
more than
Patrick
the NFL.
Mahomes. You can throw in Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
He will never, ever get a deal like that. No one will ever give a running back a 10-year deal because they don't last. They get hit, they run, and like they get hit. They don't last 10 years like that.
So do you think that's fair?
No, I don't think that's fair.
So
now their playing life expectancy, like how long the last NFL was much shorter than a quarterback, you know, because people are paid to protect the quarterback.
Yeah.
But I feel like in their prime, they should get that money. Like, there's no reason why Zeke or him or Barkley that can get a 4-year, $90 million or something. Like, give them when they can. I understand a 10-year. I wouldn't give a running back 10 years.
Okay. So you would give them the equivalent of a 10-year deal in a shorter amount of time?
Of the
well, not everybody's getting 10-year deals though. That's a bad example.
I'm talking about highest paid per year. I'm using an example, but highest paid per year. I'm not using a 10-year deal, but he's getting what, like $50 million a year.
Who?
Mahomes.
I don't think it's $50 million.
It's 40 something.
Okay.
Dak and him 40s.
Okay.
When a running back's not cracking 20 mil.
So let me ask you this: would you pay a janitor CEO money?
No.
Why?
Because, I wouldn't. Because What are they? How do they contribute like the CEO?
And that's kind of my mindset when I went into like thinking about this. I'm like, bruh, you're playing a position that isn't as important as a quarterback position. So obviously you're not going to be paid the worth of somebody who is more important than your position.
If you talk to any quarterback,
Hmm?
like a good running back takes a lot less off them. If you can run the ball and you can make it third and short or something, like it gets a lot less off their back, and it helps with the passing game. If you have a good running game, the passing game opens up because you have to watch the running game. If you have a crappy running game, they're expecting the pass. Like almost all Super Bowl winners have a decent balance.
Right, but that doesn't mean that his position is more important than the quarterback's position.
So, I'm not saying it's more important. I didn't say pay him more.
You
I
just-
said it should be equal.
If you're paying him,
You said
it's
the
not,
word more important. I didn't use that word. I said
okay,
equal.
so yes or no? Do you think his position is more important or less important than the quarterback position?
It's as important. How come you're not giving me that option? Why
What are
are
you
you taking
talking
that off the table?
I'm saying-
you said
I s-
more
I s-
or less. I'm saying it's as important.
So you think a running back's position is as equal as a quarterback's position?
Yes, it can affect the team just as much.
He has the ball more than a quarter. The quarterback has the ball more than his position. If let's say he's not open, what does he do? Just throw the ball down, or does he go to another guy that's open?
The running back? You're talking
The
about running back?
quarterback. Like he has to make sure this guy's open. He's not there. He has to worry about players coming towards him. He has to worry about this guy being open. He has to see a lot more stuff than a running back just running a
So,
route.
That's all they're doing running around. They don't have to see where the lane is. They don't have to follow their blockers.
Is
They
that
don't do
part of their
anything.
route?
No, they have a route, but they still have to follow their blockers. What if somebody picks up the open lane? They have to make something out of
So
it.
they have to worry about themselves.
Yes, so you don't think a quarterback worries about themselves?
They have to worry about a lot more bodies. I don't think a running back has to worry about what the next man's doing when they're running their route.
So
I-
you agree in that big pay gap?
Yes, it's
Damn.
the same logic when it comes
Talk
to
a lot of player first.
you're talking
not
over
your
me.
business
Okay.
first.
It's going with logically speaking. Why would I pay a janitor the equivalent of a CEO? You could be the best janitor in the world, but you're not doing the same job as CEO. You're still cleaning up the place to make sure the janitor doesn't get or the CEO doesn't get hurt, but that doesn't mean
I
the
think
job is
issue
equal.
there is that you're really putting down the job of a running back way low on the totem pole.
Okay.
Because that's a horrible example. That's top to bottom. Running back's not a bottom position.
Okay. So would you pay a cashier the same amount of money that you would pay a manager?
No,
What's the difference?
a manager has more responsibility.
How does the quarterback not have more
Yeah,
responsibilities?
But the manager would be a coach.
The manager is overseeing everyone, just
That's a
like the
coach.
quarterback.
That's a coach.
Oh my God! So you're just rewording it. Victor, what is your take on this? Do you
Bro, he's
think
smoking out there, bro.
boy is token?
Bro.
Do you think a running back should be on the same level as a quarterback?
I feel like they do this because they think like running backs are gonna get like just injured so much easier than quarterbacks
Agreed.
can, and like I can kind of get behind that, but I feel like that doesn't mean that they should earn less. Like if you're kind of in a position where there's like more at risk, like I don't know, that could be like leverage for yourself to be like, yeah, like pay me, like I don't know, I could see it either way.
That's
But-
why I said like I would never give a 10-year deal, but I would give like a 3 or 4 year deal, 25, 30 mil. Like I would give them that 3 or 4 years of the prime. I would no way give a long contract like that to a running back.
So at some point, a running back will be making more than a quarterback.
What do you mean? Some point, all quarterbacks make more than like all major, and we're talking about the elite. I'm not talking about every running back. This is like every position. We're only talking about the elite.
Okay.
Barkley is a top 3 running back when he's healthy.
Okay.
Okay. There's no reason why he should be getting 15 mil a year.
So
in the NFL.
how much do you think he should be getting
25.
right now?
Yeah, I think come back from the injury, give him that 25 mil.
I don't see it. Not knowing the shelf life of his position, knowing he's coming off an injury, you'd pay him $10 million more than what he was paying before all of this.
He wasn't even getting that. I think he's making 7 this year.
So you would pay him that much
He's making
more.
7 this year, bro.
Okay. Was he still in his rookie deal?
I think he came in after Zeke, so this is probably his negotiation year, maybe something like that.
So you would give him that much money, knowing
When he's
all
healthy,
the data
he
that
was
you
the
know.
only one. The quarterback wasn't doing shit. He was the one doing everything.
He was throwing the ball.
Did you see their quarterback, John? He wasn't throwing the ball
It
either.
was just yes or no.
He threw the ball to the other team more.
I don't know. Yeah, so I just disagree. I think it's a position-led sport, and I feel like
So-
the most important position should be paid the most. And
Okay, so but
in line.
keeping that quarterbacks paid the most, right?
Okay.
Do you think the gap, it's a good gap, or you think the gap should be closed a little bit? Let's just say the average quarterback is 30 mil, because you have some in 20, you have some in the 30s, right? Just say
Yeah.
30 mil. The average running back's not even 15 or 16. I don't know what the average is. I'm gonna throw up 10.
Okay.
10 to 10.
Is that with the rookie deal?
Average? That's the means across the league.
So is that like, do you know the average like on a rookie deal?
No, rookie deals are the same. I think. Well, it depends on where they're drafted. If you're drafted top 5, you have a bigger contract.
Okay.
So, but do you think the gap should be closed a little bit?
I don't think
Like
so.
running backs, just say average, the top tier, 20 mil.
20 mil? I think that's aggressive. I don't think so.
Damn,
I think it's.
you really ain't player first, bro.
I don't see how. We're talking about one position. We're not talking about specific players or anything.
Okay.
So, I ran into NFL.com. I was looking at ranking each position importance from quarterback to returner. Quarterback ranks number 1. Does that surprise you?
No.
Designated pass rusher. Does that surprise you?
No.
Left tackle. That's your blind side, I believe. Does that surprise you?
Nope. You protect the quarterback. They want to protect the quarterback.
Would you say their position is more important than a wide receiver or a running back?
Or running back. Yeah.
I think they get paid like second most on the team.
Second or third, around there.
Left cornerback. That ranks 4th.
Yeah, that's,
I'm just going off of
Right,
the numbers.
yeah,
That ranks
okay.
4th. Do you think that's fair? In the pecking order?
yeah, because I would put left and right together. So just
I
natural.
just got left tackle
Yeah,
and left
right.
cornerback. I guess
Okay.
right don't really count. And then wide receiver ranks 5th.
See, I would put a running back over wide receiver 1.
You'd put a running back over a wide receiver?
Yeah, wide receiver 1.
Defensive tackle is 6th. Running back is 7.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
I would have them at 5 per that list.
so you don't even have them like top 3. And you want to pay them like top 3 money?
Who's getting paid top 3? Every
For
single
the
one of those
position.
are getting paid more than a running back.
Well, it makes sense because running backs are ranked 7th overall as far
I
as
just said I would
importance.
move them up 2 spots.
You moving up 2, 7, 6, 5, 4. So you'd have them like top 5 money for positions.
Per position average.
So that would put them what? 7, 6,
I
5,
don't know the
4.
averages per position.
That put them 4th. So you put them above a left cornerback.
No, I put them behind that above wide receiver. 5th.
Would you say you move them up 3?
I said move them up above wide receiver.
That's, I guess. I don't know. I just don't see it.
Mm.
I think, I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Should have
It's
threw a ball, Playboy.
It's
Ain't my
just funny.
fault.
I mean, you talk a lot about this. Just sounds really anti-player first.
So you want me to pay everybody?
Nah,
So what does player first sound like to you? I think
give
everyone
them
should
the
get.
contract they deserve. A top tier athlete
It
is still
doesn't-
getting
That doesn't
bottom
sound
pay
like.
for like 5 or 6 positions. Is that right to you?
Yes, it depends on your position. So do you think if he's the top player or if he's the highest paid for his position, you think that's fair?
So
Yes or no? Do you
it
think
doesn't-
do you think that's fair?
Okay, say it one more time. What was your question?
If he's the highest paid for his position, do you think that would be fair?
no, because I would look at the means of other positions as well.
So you just want to pay everybody. You just
No.
want everybody to be paid the
Pay them their
same.
value.
I mean, his value is the highest paid for his position. That would be his value, I would think.
And value per the league. So, Barkley having contributed more points than a quarterback doesn't matter to you.
No,
It doesn't matter to you.
no,
Okay.
it's his position.
So even though
who gave him the ball?
even though he gave you more points,
Who gave him the ball?
bro, it was the backup. He got hurt. The backup quarterback gave him the ball.
So the quarterback gave him the
the
ball.
backup quarterback. That
Thank
tells
you.
me you don't need the great quarterback to hand off the ball.
Did he get a Super Bowl? Did they go to the playoffs? Did they win their division? Did they win their division?
That year, no, because Giants didn't win. It was.
I mean,
it was the football team.
empty calories. But yeah, I don't just because I think just because I don't agree with him doesn't make me player friendly. I'm just not a yes man. You're an industry plant. You just want everybody to get paid what they're asking.
Yes man, right now you agree with the industry.
No, it's logically
You agree
speaking.
with the industry. I don't. How? I mean, you're the one being the yes man.
You're a plant.
You're Jerry Jones right now.
You're being a Kwame Brown.
Because I want to give them money.
Jerry Jones, I would not be a Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones
pays doing what he does.
Jerry Jones pays everybody.
You're a running back. You're not gonna make more than that. You're Jerry Jones right now.
He makes everybody the highest paid. How is that Jerry Jones? How is that me?
The highest paid?
I believe he is. Yeah.
Look it up.
Let me look it up. But yeah, I don't agree with what you're saying. Dak Prescott, $40 million a year.
That wasn't the question? Is he the highest paid?
I don't know. I
saw the list.
It wasn't numbered.
No.
I went back to it.
No, it wasn't. No. So no.
I don't know.
So your comment is out the window. Okay.
I don't know.
So okay.
I mean, highest paid in history. I don't know.
Buzzman home.
He's the highest paid in his division.
No.
I mean, I don't know what else you want.
What other people you have in our division, bro? Got Daniel Jones.
I mean,
I don't even know who's the quarterback for
Red Washington
football team.
I don't even.
Because then they like dropped two of them and then dropped another one for like his worth ethic, and I don't even know.
I saw that getting off this topic, I saw that some of the teams are gonna be using retro jerseys or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I posted that, and then Washington football team, they're like,
that doesn't work for them. That's just petty. They know they can't.
Back to 2 years.
They know they can't participate. So yeah, it should be interesting.
This is the third season with it, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Time's going by quick.
Damn, retros 2 years ago.
Yeah. And then with the Olympics, Team USA, apparently Kevin Love and Bradley Beal are out. Kevin Love is recently the most recent player to pull out. And then I saw that JaVale McGee was supposed to be replacing one. And I think the point guard or the other shooter to replace Bradley Beal is still out there. They haven't picked anybody yet. Who do you think would be a good replacement? I think JaVale's decent for Kevin Love. He's a champion.
I guess. I mean, he's not going to do anything really much, contribute much.
You know what's funny? Kevin Love, I guess he went there and then he remembered he had an injury. He was like, I got to go.
Wasn't it after Stephen A. said all that stuff?
About the players not knowing their names and stuff?
No, about Kevin Love like not deserving to be on the team or something.
I didn't hear him say that about him.
Something like that.
I didn't hear it. I haven't really been listening to him a lot lately. He's kind of like that new contract is definitely kicking in. He's just saying anything.
I can say what I want.
Like damn.
It was like when I forgot his name. When he got fired from ESPN, he went to Fox.
Skip?
Not Skip.
Paul Pierce?
No, the other dude, the one that does the show by himself, Chris. What's his name? What's his name? Damn it! But he got fired for saying some insensitive stuff about like a soccer team.
Yeah.
And then his first week on Fox Sports, bro, he let it all out. Like, he didn't care. He's like Fox Sports.
Is he the one who has or the other girl?
Yeah.
The chesticles. She has like big chest.
I don't.
Jenny?
know.
Not Jenny. I don't think her name's Jenny. Colin?
Yeah.
Colin did that?
Yeah, he was on ESPN. Then he got fired.
He's a talker.
And then he went to Fox.
He definitely has a radio like show. It sounds like he's on the radio the whole time. I didn't know that he did that. I still like his show. I guess it's not top 5 for me, but it's okay. But
he needs a co-host. I don't like people by themselves anymore. I used to like his show a lot.
Yeah, his set is too big to be just him and her.
But he always sounded good. I'm like, because there's no one arguing.
Yeah, somebody said that to me, and I started looking at him differently. I was like, damn, they're right. I don't know if this is a good take or not. No one's like going back and forth with him.
Right? It's like, it sounds good.
Yeah. So who do you think should replace Bradley Beal? Do you even watch sports anymore?
I haven't been following the USA, just their losses. Point guard, who should replace Bradley Beal? Rondo. Yeah. It's the USA. They don't go with top. They just go with like, they have like 3 or 4 stars and they put people around them. Yeah, that's how they do it.
I wouldn't go Rondo. That's how they do it. You need scoring. KD's
not enough.
No, obviously. He's getting people to
I hear
quit.
KD's enough.
No, KD is not enough. Obviously, we've seen how that played out. He had a hobbled James Harden. He had a James Harden on medium, and he couldn't win. So nah, nah. I think Trae Young will be good. He's already campaigning to be on there.
Is he?
He said he wants to be on there. He's a scorer. He has handles. I think that'll be good.
Now people are saying that the team's good. They're just waiting for the finals to end because you're getting Devin Booker.
Man, that's a lot of mileage. I know that apparently they don't play as long of minutes as everyone else. So Kevin Durant drops like 17. That's a lot of points in the Olympics. But damn, I don't think Devin Booker fresh off the finals would be a good idea. That's a little much. They're not repeating. They're not getting back here. But
they already replaced him.
Who they pick?
So
Trae Young?
No, Keldon Johnson from the Spurs and McGee. Those are two.
Damn, I heard that they were gonna pick him.
Yeah, it's already been officially.
I don't even know that guy. I haven't watched the Spurs in a while.
They're a small market team. I don't watch them.
Definitely not a Metroplex. They're ranked, I think, second in Texas as far as city size, but not a Metroplex.
But Devin Booker's going to add some nice quality scoring. Also, Drew Holiday's on there, too.
Damn, Drew Holiday's going in there?
And Chris Middleton.
When does the Olympics start?
It starts...
How you already booked to go? Like, that's a lot of miles. That's not... I don't think that's smart.
Let me see. The team...
They should be going to Tokyo pretty soon, though. So they're going to fly out there after?
It'll be the rescheduled... No, that's Olympic game. 23rd through
You got
August
one
8th?
job.
July 23rd through August 8th?
So they got a month to wrap this thing up.
July 23rd? That's
To August 8th?
Friday.
Oh, it's between.
a tournament.
I thought the day starts between. Yeah, nah, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's too much. That's too much miles on them. If I were
They just need them to win the first couple of games, and then once they get to the knockout stages and all that.
like all this to win copper, like it's not worth it. I don't think so. I'd be thinking long term. But damn, that sucks that they didn't get Devin Booker.
But that's some good addition. Like
Trae Young.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll see. I don't think they're gonna win this year.
Nah. And then what was I gonna say? Oh, speaking of fights, Conor lost to Dustin Poirier. Were I don't know. Did you watch it?
No.
Were you surprised that he lost?
No.
Okay. Yeah, he lost in the first round, broke his leg. You know, he's definitely going out like Ronda Rousey. I have to concede that point. I
heard he was talking shit in the hospital.
Yeah, he got a titanium rod put in his leg. Then he was talking about how the doctor said it'll never break again. And I looked it up, and they say you take those out. They're not like permanently in there. You're not walking around like Professor X or anything.
While it was in there, it'll never break.
I guess, but yeah. So they're already talking about doing a number 4 when he gets out there.
Does the kick hurt more if you have titanium in there?
I don't even know if you feel it, like
with that much force.
Yeah.
Ow, what do you got? Titanium in there?
That's why I looked it up. I was like, what are the perks of that? But they say you don't leave it in there forever. You pull it out. And they were saying that titanium can bend, so...
But not break.
I think bending would hurt more than breaking because you got like a
Moving
dent in your leg. Yeah, like,
the tissue.
That shit's uncomfortable.
What's popping out? That's just by titanium.
And what was wild was he was talking about before the fight, he had like stress fractures and stuff in his foot, and that the UFC already knew about it and Dana White knew about it. And then when he went into the fight, he was already compromised. I was like, damn, bro, this is how you're going out?
Did Dana White say anything?
No, the UFC, the Nevada people, nobody's commented on it. But it's just wild that he's like taking this approach.
They liable if something happens like that because he didn't pass the physical, but they let him fight?
I don't know if they're liable, but it's kind of like he's taking all the onus off of him.
Yeah,
like, bruh,
he's a talker.
This goes back to like the whole like taking ownership of your actions thing with me.
Yeah.
Like, if you knew you had fractures, why would you fight?
Yeah,
and then why would you kick so much with the foot that has all these fractures? It doesn't make any sense. Like, let me trick him a little bit. I'm gonna kick him with the broke foot.
He knows it's broken. He won't see it coming.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, I think Connor's done. I don't think he's gonna be winning any like big fights
Yeah.
from here on out. And yeah, this is a bad way to go out. If I was him, I would have probably retired. But yeah. And then before we wrap up, Space Jam 2 came out.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch it?
No, that's tonight.
You're gonna watch it tonight?
Mhm.
You have HBO?
Yes.
Man, you got everything.
I've told you like many times it comes with my internet.
That's weird.
I don't know. I don't argue it.
Cartel money.
So,
So with the release of Space Jam 2, do you think this really shows, or do you think this will show the contrast of how privileged Michael Jordan was in his run as a basketball player?
what do you mean by privilege in his run? Like he got to do whatever he wanted, or
Yeah, like people just threw themselves at him.
yeah. Well, the biggest reason is because there was no one. You didn't compare Michael to anybody really.
I wasn't around, so I don't know.
So like,
I don't know how true that statement is.
But now it's like you compare LeBron and Jordan, which takes a lot away from just watching LeBron play the game.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
Being able to retire, come back, just do, like, you know.
Yeah, because I watched this one. I guess I can't really talk about it with you. And then I watched Space Jam 1 before this, and it was like he definitely came off as like a god to a lot of people. Because like in the movie, he was doing the baseball thing, and then the catcher was telling him the plays and all this stuff. And like everywhere he went, it just seemed like he had it easy, you know?
Mhm.
And I think the LeBron movie, not giving anything away, it's more like relatable, and it's more like it's not him just being like this god figure
I
like
haven't
Michael
seen
Jordan
it, but I don't know
was.
what you mean relatable if they're playing, what's it called, Goon Squad? What's it called in the new one?
I don't think they named him.
I thought they did.
I don't remember them
Goon
naming
Squad.
him.
Wasn't it Goon Squad?
I don't
That's
the
what
Monstars are the first one.
Yeah, but I thought it was Goon Squad because that's what they have like at Walmart and the toys. That's the name they have.
Okay, I don't know. But yeah, I saw both. Space Jam 1, I say all that is better than Space Jam 2.
Yeah. It's hard. I haven't seen it yet, but I was talking to my wife about it, that it's very hard for something to beat a childhood like movie that you loved growing up.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good it is or anything. It's just something you grew up on that you watched multiple times. So it's already settled in your mind. It's a great movie.
Yeah, LeBron does more than Jordan in this movie, like throughout the film, and it's longer than Space Jam 1. But overall, I think Space Jam 1 is just a better movie than this one. And the soundtrack, my God. Did you listen to Space Jam 2 soundtrack?
No.
It's terrible. I was coming in, I haven't finished it, but there was a St. John song on there. That one was decent. I didn't finish it. Then they got Uzi on there, Lil Uzi.
Yeah.
He has like one of the best beats on there because it's like a basketball beat, and you hear people like screet, screet, screet with their shoes on the court. But on his song, he was like, I don't know how I got here. I'm on Space Jam 2. Like, I was like, damn, you and me both, Uzi. But yeah,
The soundtrack for one, man, but I believe in that.
I can't listen to that song no
But,
more.
like,
but yeah, I got to use the restroom.
But that was like that song was everywhere after that. You know, the playing I believe, like, come on, man, like that.
I can't.
That really summed up the movie, like towards the end, right there. That
Yeah,
song,
I believe I can't support that anymore. But Seal's song on there, I forgot what it was off the top of my
Is
head.
on the new one?
No, on the original one. That one's good. That one with the girl in there.
I think so. I just think I Kiss from a Rose. That's it.
That's the one I think
Yeah.
you're talking about. That one was good. But yeah, Space Jam 1 overall is just a better movie, and I really enjoyed it more than
I'll let
Space
you know
Jam
in
2.
chat later.
Yeah. And
I'll
then
watch it today.
with all the people that he's worked with, do you think we'll get a Last Dance from Bugs Bunny?
He's gonna throw shots at damn, what's that girl's bunny name? Lola Bunny.
Yeah. He was like, the Tunes had a good run, but he saw Sesame Street, what they did with real people, and he took that personal. So he started doing Space Jam movies. So that would be dope. I'll be interested to see that.
Were you? I was like, my childhood. I did not grow up watching like Looney Tunes or like Sesame Street at all. Did you?
I watched more Looney Tunes than Sesame Street. Sesame Street, for some reason, it just felt like it was for kids, and I was
like young, like toddlers, right?
yeah, I felt too mature to get into it.
Looney Tunes, I never really got into Looney Tunes either.
I only watched Looney Tunes like in the morning with cereal. That's like a cereal cartoon.
For me, like my cereal cartoon, the Magic School Bus was always on in the morning.
I don't remember when that came on, but I remember watching it.
Yeah.
The one Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood with the puppets, wasn't that still a part of his show?
Yeah.
The lamb and stuff. I remember that. I got into that, but yeah, I never got into Sesame Street like that. I just don't. I don't like people like making money off of homeless people. You know, like they never got Oscar a house, and I can't support this. And it was on PBS. Like they're supposed to be non-profit.
Your character first.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. So no, I can never get into that.
You can never get into that.
Yeah, I don't like people taking advantage of other people. So
man, Magic School Bus was a good show.
yeah,
I learned a lot. I'm like, my school sucks. It's not like this.
yeah. All them field trips they went on,
Right?
they never
And I went on one per year,
And they
same
nev-
damn place.
and they never helped Magic Johnson. Like they never went in those cells. Like
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of picky. Like, but I guess that's calculus. I guess
Right.
we're elementary school. It's advanced. But before we wrap up, one more time, I was watching Maury lately. I've been posting that in chat. Who do you think had a better run, Maury or Jerry Springer?
Damn, that's good because I like him for different reasons.
You have to.
Like Murray's like the reaction, right?
Yeah.
But Jerry's a story. Like they have more fights on set.
Yeah.
So like they're different in that. Like reaction wise, definitely Murray. Cameraman.
Man,
has-
pick a lane. You can't say both of them. I see what you're finna do.
Hold on. Let me see Jerry.
I gotta go Maury. Jerry Springer gets repetitive really quick. I can't remember any other segments that he had other than fights. Like, they were only fights.
So the stories were like, you'll come out and be like, his mama cut what?
Yeah.
Like, duh.
And everybody be so surprised. Like, y'all know why
Hey,
y'all
like
here.
Jerry be like, you will never know when we come back with this stuff.
But yeah, I like Maury because,
Yeah.
like, it's cliffhangers.
But what made Jerry's like really good is that he'll be like, and they're here,
And they've been listening the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, you've been on the show. You know they're listening.
Yeah,
Like, why
exactly.
you acting
Yeah.
surprised? You better get your hands
Brought
ready.
her mama in.
Hey, you be humping onions with the baby in the background. It's just weird scenarios, you know?
Murray just has the best endings because they're running like
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine the interviews on the for the cameraman? what's your 40 time?
Yeah. Like, you gonna have to catch up with them.
Yeah, what's your 40
They
time?
not all gonna be big. They gonna be skinny and got some fast legs on them. We need you to get up them stairs. And what was crazy with Maury, like, I didn't notice until now,
Yeah.
like, the audience is fucking trash. Like, the guy be like, I didn't take care of it because it's not my kid. And they boo him.
They boo him.
Like, bro, he doesn't think it's his kid. Like, why you booing him? And then he ends up not being the kid's dad. You can't get them boos back. Like, y'all gonna apologize?
Where my boo?
Yeah, give my boos
Yeah.
back.
But that also made Jerry cool is that because Jerry had questions from the audience.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. But man, Jerry Springer show was so
Yeah.
ghetto. Jerry Beads, like he
Yeah.
thought that was New Orleans. Like they did
I
the
still
most on there.
can't- Jerry Bees, I remember that.
They got the stripper
Yeah.
pole. Like
Yeah.
Jerry was wild.
bro. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then like out of all that, you get a fucking Dr. Phil 2.0 with Steve Wilkins show.
Yeah,
I was like, how the
that
fuck
came
did
out
you
of
go
nowhere.
with that?
And then he ended up being like kind of cops as well, where he would
Yeah.
go out in the neighborhoods and
Yeah.
catch people.
Because I
Damn.
remember the preview to the Steve Wilkins show,
Yeah,
but Jerry show was already like dying. I
yeah.
was like, all right. So then I watched the first couple episodes. I'm like, shit, boring.
Yeah, I think it looked like it was still Jerry Springer's stage or something.
and then it's just
it looked
like-
awfully familiar.
And then he gets up close to them. He's like, so how do you feel? What the fuck?
I ain't fighting nobody, Steve. Yeah, so I'll go Maury. It was sophisticated and it kept me on my toes. Victor, did you ever
Bro, yeah. You're right, Victor.
did you ever watch Maury and Jerry?
Who did it? Right?
I don't think he was around.
Yeah, that was a little bit before. I would only ever see them if I was like at home, like sick on a weekday.
I mean,
And it
that's
was
everyone.
Yeah, you
so
don't
like,
go looking for
that
that.
was the only time I would catch it. But so it was very very rare that I'd see it. So I was never watching it regularly.
Yeah.
Damn, what's our age difference, bro?
Yeah, it's a big gap.
I didn't think it was that big. till
Yeah,
I-
he's like,
dude.
nah, bro, like, fucking no.
Yeah, I mean, when he stayed home sick, it was Jerry. Price is Right.
Price is Right. Not for me. It
Those
was
Price is
Wayne
Right.
Brady's.
Wayne Brady's, yeah, but Price
forgot
is
what
Right
his was
on
called.
there. And then like Who's Line in Anyway would pop.
Damn,
up
that
on
was
Comedy
super
Central.
late. That came off late in the day for
No,
me.
they would do reruns in the morning, like Comedy
Oh,
Central.
I didn't watch that.
You didn't watch Price? I mean, Whose Line is
Nah,
Anyway? Bro,
I
that
didn't
shit
watch
was-
that till like later in the day.
That shit was funny, man.
Yeah,
With you,
that was like the original improv.
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
I love because it's like, I don't think there's another. I mean, I don't follow improv shows, but
Yeah,
that you can tell how real it was that they're trying to think of shit
yeah,
on the spot because they'll go up to the middle, they'll be like, and they would
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
like, what the fuck you doing?
yeah. That was a very underrated show. But yeah, where can people check us out at, Roy?
Spotify, Apple Podcasts to listen to us, watch us,
Come
or
on,
be
right
on
on
YouTube.
time. And it don't matter where you listening, headphones or not. Don't forget to turn down the bass and turn up the mic. Goodbye.